Now on home video. From out of the history pages, writes a legend for all time. Geronimo! Now on home video from Turner Home Entertainment.
In 1989, Congress passed into law an act to create a museum like no other, dedicated to the native peoples of this hemisphere. I'm Rick West, director of the National Museum of the American Indian, scheduled to be built as part of the Smithsonian Institution on the last site on the Mall in Washington, D.C., next to our nation's Capitol building. The museum will serve as the focal point for Indian art, music, dance, philosophy, and theater in the United States. Many millions of dollars must be raised to fund this project, and we hope you will join the 70,000 individuals who are already charter members. Our thanks to Turner Broadcasting for supporting this historic project and helping us change forever the way Americans view the native peoples of this hemisphere.
For more information on how you too can become a charter member, call 1-800-242-NMAI.
There are stories that have never been told. Stories of 75 million people living from sea to shining sea. Their cultures and beliefs were many, yet the land was religion to all. This is the untold story of America. This is the Native Americans. A new book that uncovers an incredible part of our nation's history at bookstores now.
When the white men came from Europe to North America, they found many different nations of native peoples, each with their own fiercely prized identity, their own customs, and their own hunting grounds. Often these nations warred upon one another. But in the area now known as New York and Pennsylvania, the British and the French fur traders came upon a unique confederacy of 6 different nations who lived together in peace. These 6 nations were known as the Iroquois. By 1750, the French and British were headed towards war over control of this new world. Whoever won the allegiance of the mighty Iroquois would gain a vital advantage in the war to come. A war in which the prize to be won was nothing less than the whole of North America. the Seneca, Oneida, Cayuga, Onondaga, Tuscarora, and Mohawk. Together we are the people of the Six Nations. The English have always come to us with their gifts of muskets and knives and liquor to win the allegiance of our warriors. As a boy, I was fascinated by these white men with their strange customs. I thought they came in friendship, but I was wrong. The night before our meeting with the British, our ceremonial fire burned bright. Little did I know that the outcome of this meeting would affect our children and our children's children for all the years to come. I am called Taillon de Nega among the Mohawk Nation, but I became known to the world as the great war chief, Joseph Brant. That night, I sat with my clan brother and best friend, Lohahio. We were joined by a powerful man, Sir William Johnson, the Indian agent for the British King George. Unlike other white men, Johnson treated our people with affection and respect, and would be a great influence in my life. As we sat before the fire, Seth, our chief, once again told us the story of the peacemaker, who long ago gave us the great law of peace which binds the Six Nations together. And Seth told us that if the Iroquois ever warred against each other, the great peace would be destroyed and we would be reduced to poverty and despair. That night, Lohahio and I listened to the same words, but we heard in them different meanings. It would always be so.
Lohahio! 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 Are you all right?
I think so.
Well, they got past us. They're winning by 2. You don't want to go back and tell everybody we lost to the Senecas.
I saw him.
Him? Who?
It was the peacemaker.
The peacemaker?
I did. It was him. Lono Sonido.
I heard you. The peacemaker. You must have hit your head on a rock. Let's go.
The peacemaker said you'd come back someday when the Confederacy is in danger to save the people.
Is the Confederacy in danger?
I don't know. Maybe that's what this council's about.
The Great Father, King George II, by the grace of God, of Great Britain, France, and Ireland, welcomes his brothers of the great Confederacy of the Six Nations to this meeting place. And with this string of wampum, I wipe away your tears and take sorrow from your hearts, that we may speak freely within the sanctuary of the great covenant chain of friendship.
Why can't he simply come to the point? Johnson, what is this covenant chain of friendship business anyway?
A sacred ritual, my friend. The covenant chain has been bound to the Six Nations of the Confederacy for centuries. Fortunately for our purposes, they extend it to any whom they count as a friend.
Yo.
The Great Father further implores me...
Pen, my dear fellow, you should smear a touch of Mohawk bear grease on that tender flesh of yours. It keeps little bastards away. You don't see the Iroquois smashing at themselves like that now, do you?
I shouldn't fancy the stench of bear grease on me any more than I do on your heathen. I'll take the insects. Enough, me lad, fair enough.
Covenant chain of friendship between his colonies and the great and fearless brethren of the Six Nations shall be forged to a new brightness, and together we shall stand against the French.
Your eyes are all glazed over by those wagon loads of cloth and kettles. We have nothing to gain by binding ourselves to the British, and everything to lose.
Would you make a treaty with the French? Mother Gashina, the English outnumber the French 5-1.
English? What is an Englishman in the forest without a Seneca or a Mohawk to hold his hand?
The English has better trade goods.
It's always trade goods and liquor. The strength of the Confederacy is in not being dominated by either side. Let them go at each other's throats. But I think you like the Englishman's gold that comes from the sale of the lands. Who are your chiefs to talk about selling the land on the Susquehanna? You cannot sell what the Creator has given.
But how are we to stop the white settlers? More of them every season, swarming over the eastern mountains like locusts from the British colonies.
I don't know. But we're the ones who must decide. We must find a way, for the sake of them children and for the generations yet to come.
I'm prepared to offer you 1,000 pieces of 8. Purchase all of the lands along the Susquehanna. It's all got to be cleared, cultivated. Move along, please. And must be planted before my family sees one single shilling. 1,000 pieces of 8, not a pound more. Tell them that.
Grandpa.
I heard you lost to the Senecas.
It was close.
But to the Senecas.
Mother Gashina asked me to tell you that the clan mothers will speak with you before the sun goes down.
All right, boy. You go on now. We have business here. Yeah.
Well, we disagreed, but I have compromised. Now I'll pass on to him what he needs to tell the chiefs.
Yeah.
I have spoken with my sisters from all the nations of the Confederacy to come to a sense of the people. Take this message to the Great Council. First, regarding the Treaty of Friendship with the English, you may formalize such a treaty.
Clan mothers have given me a sense of the people, and I bring it to you chiefs gathered here. About the Treaty of Friendship with the English, the clan mothers find the trade goods acceptable. You are free to enter into such a treaty, but they caution that friendship does not have to mean alliance with the British in their war against the French.
The future of the Crown colonies lies in expansion into the Western Territories. But as of now, no single colony is strong enough to extend itself into Indian lands except inch by inch. But if we were united, we might easily, by joint force, establish one or more new colonies wherever we should judge it necessary or advantageous to the interest of the whole. We would do well to study the government of the Iroquois.
Would you suggest we adopt the petticoat government?
I hear the Iroquois women lead their braves and chieftains around by the nose.
Oh, Ben. The Iroquois women play a dominant role in governing, but the system works rather marvelously well, and the men do not appear to be in the least emasculated in the process. Do go on, Franklin.
I might borrow a symbolism from our new allies of the Confederacy of the Six Nations. What does it take to break a single arrow? Nothing. But bound together, unbreakable.
Blood, plunder, and glory's in the air, Mother. You couldn't hold your young men back now, no matter what.
And for the Englishman's gold, we should turn our backs on the lands of the Susquehanna forever. Oh, I tell you, our children, our grandchildren's children are gonna call us fools.
Tide is running against you. I am sorry. But come now. I've been a staunch friend for many years to your people. My people. Hey. Indian blood and Irish blood has run the same river. Knows the same troubles at the hands of the British. I've been your protector for many years that you are not aware of. Still, what's done is done, Mother. And there will be splendid times ahead. Farewell. Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Gashina. I can't take a scowling wife back to Kananjahari.
I, Tayon de Nega, got my first British musket, and I also took a British name, Joseph Brant. We took up the white man's battle. It was my first taste of blood. The French were well fortified. The cannons roared over my head. The British muskets answered from below. Screams of the dead and dying only fired my raging blood. On that day, I realized that I would be a warrior among my people.
Wait up! Too far ahead of your mates, you bloody zealot! You want to be like that idiot British general down there? Stay low. We're well out above the French breastworks. And we'll rain hell down on their backsides.
I watched the British fight like fools, losing their lives needlessly as the French defenders fought like men possessed. And while I was learning of my taste and talent for battle, my friend Loha Hio was at home schooling himself for a very different future.
We are the chiefs of the Confederacy of the Six Nations. Tremble before might. We hold in our hand all of the lands and people from the St. Lawrence and Great Lakes west to the distant Mississippi. We are a proud people, free and independent. Must we raise our entire hand against our enemies? No! Under the finger is enough! Don't ever do that again!
Oh, the great Session, who will become the chief speaker of the Confederacy.
I was practicing.
It's nothing to laugh about.
You don't even know our warriors are returning from the Battle of Carillon. Lohio! Lohio! I like your coat!
Did you kill any Frenchmen at Carillon?
There was much killing, but no victory. Where'd you get that colt?
Joseph!
Too few to win, and too many to die.
Sir William Johnson built his home to serve both as a fortress in troubled times and as a place where he and my people could meet as friends in times of peace. My sister Molly lived there as Johnson's wife and bore his children. As a Mohawk, the Longhouse was my home, but I was always fascinated by Johnson Hall, for it held out the power and splendor of the British way of life, and it cast a spell over me, a spell which I would learn to regret in time.
You willful Mohawk witch. You'll have your way, won't you? There's naught but a crease from that Frenchy bullet, and still you work your savage spell over it as if it were a mortal wound. Glorious, Eamon! Glorious, my old boy! Joseph, that was a song beloved of Irish warrior kings. My own ancestors, I've been told. Eamon, let's have another one, my boy. Leave that now, Molly. Leave that now. This one, listen, all of you, my splendid chieftains. This one I want as tribute to a young warrior who fought so well by our sides his first time in battle. And I'll wager he'll be your chief before too many moons. Joseph Taillon the Nigger.
Yowen!
Oh, what's on your mind, Joseph Taillon the Nigger?
I want to take your granddaughter, Catherine, as a wife.
Catherine? Well, you're Bear Clan. She's Turtle Clan. And someday she's probably going to have my seat on the Council of Clan Mothers.
Someday I will be a great chief of the Six Nations.
Oh, is that so? I would have something to say about that, you know.
Of course. Only if the Clan Mothers permitted it to be so.
Catherine for wife. I'll have to think about it. Or was there something else, Joseph Taillon the Nigger?
No.
look at the dress Mama made for me.
Oh, my. Doesn't that look nice? Oh, it's good.
Mother Kashina. Well?
Well, why should she have you?
Because I'm grandson of Hendrik, son of Paulus. I will become a chief someday. You know that. But with Catherine for wife, I can become Speaker of the Chiefs.
My husband is Speaker of the Chiefs.
But time passes.
Keep picking, Catherine. There aren't any young men around to see you. Now, surely you must like one of them better than the other.
Joseph. He's so handsome and strong.
Then it's Joseph.
Oh, no, Trujillo. He makes me laugh.
Trujillo, then?
Well, no. I mean, I liked them both. Grandma, I don't know how to choose.
Well, my girl, you might not have to choose.
What do you mean?
Catherine, they both go up against the French in just a few days' time. Now, if one of them doesn't come back... But if they do both come back, I want you to come to me with your choice before winter.
General Perdot is dead, gentlemen. I am assuming command.
You?
I hold a king's commission as colonel of the Indians, sir. That makes me ranking officer. Any man who challenges that, regardless of rank, I'll have shot for insubordination.
Might I inquire, Colonel, what you know of British Army field strategies?
Bloody much. I was at Carillon, sir, under General Abercrombie. I'll be damned if I'll hear that tune played again.
Now then, gentlemen, here are your orders. Return heavy fire. We must continue the siege to Fort Niagara.
Word has it the French are sending up a support group from Detroit. My Iroquois will give us plenty of warning. Together we'll plan an attack to the west on half a day's notice.
Just a little further, mes amis. Give us a field glass there. Yeah. Closer yet. Closer yet. Oh, yeah. Closer yet. Closer yet.
What's our signal? I'm sorry, I forgot.
When they're almost to the British, Johnson will fire. Then we drop down and cut off French's retreat.
Allez, ne perdez pas de temps, là. Allez, observez la gauche à la colline. On y va. Allez, suivez l'éclaireur, là. Suivez l'éclaireur. Attention, regardez bien autour de vous. Je les vois. Allez, pas trop fort. Au pas.
Fire!
Fire!
bringing the French flag down.
The British couldn't do that without us.
Yes, we did it.
Running the British flag up.
Oh, Seth, you're back. You brought me a fancy French coat. Joseph.
I'm fine.
Oh, Lohaio, I heard you saved Joseph's life. He's a good boy, real good. But if you think that's going to help between you and my Catherine, there's nothing I can do about that.
No, not that. Joseph will make her a good husband.
Oh, I hope. What then? You look so serious. This is a good day.
We saw the French flag fall at Niagara. The great victory. Is it true they will all go home across the sea?
The French? I think so.
If the French go home, then why do the British need us?
Say what's in your mind.
They won't need us. And if they don't, how will we protect our lands from them? The chiefs all talk about the 6 nations, free and independent. That was before the white men came. First the French, then the British. And now, more and more lying, cheating white settlers.
Polly!
From my good friend, the Reverend Wheelock in Connecticut. Started a school for the children of the Red Man. Says he thinks a little strap and gospel Calvinist book learning might turn them into useful interpreters. He might be right. I'm thinking of sending Joseph there.
Joseph? But we spoke about him becoming a chief.
Yeah, I know.
Besides, my little butter is thinking of marriage.
Who?
Catherine.
Well, still, now all that can wait. I mean, the boy's got a gift for leadership, Molly. He's proved that in battle. With a Christian education, who knows how far he might go.
Margarishina. I've made my choice, Grandma. Joseph. Lohaio. He's the one you love.
I don't know. Sometimes I think I love them both. They seem to me to be 2 sides of the same thing.
But you choose Lohaio because he makes you laugh.
No. Because I think he will become a chief of the 6 nations.
It's possible.
And if he is to become a chief, then it is more important for him to be guided in the ways of the family and love and the great law of peace. It's more important for him than for Brant. Brant won't have any trouble marrying. Half the girls are in love with him already, and the other half won't admit it. But he is a warrior. Do you think he will ever give more than a thought to the true meaning of the great peace? Or the fate of the people?
You're going to have to put her behind you. You're not going to be happy around here, not now. By the time you get back from that white man's school, things will be easier here.
That's not a good reason to go.
No, it's not. But Joseph, one day we're going to have to fight a great battle to defend the land from those white people. Joseph Tayangani, a leader of the Six Nations, needs to know as much as possible about an enemy like that. And that is a very good reason for you to go. But you must be careful not to become so fond of their ways that you ever forget who and what you are.
We ask all the spirits here to be witness that we bring our children together in marriage. We are gathered on this special day to give thanks to Mother Earth for all that she gives us, for all the food that she gives us to live, for all the plant life, for the water, for the air that we breathe. We give thanks to the bird spirit and to the four sacred winds, that they be witness as we bring our two children together today. Do you believe your granddaughter Catherine is ready for this marriage?
I believe she's ready.
Do you believe your son Lohahiu is ready for this marriage?
What in hell's own mischief are you shooting at up there? The French went home years ago.
Eagles, Uncle, eagles. There's a flock of them about today.
Eagles? Eagles, you blazing Egypt, you! You know that they're sacred to the Iroquois. And my blockhouse is a place for soldiers, not a perch for pot-shotting, besotted half-wits.
You're in a rotten temper today, dear Uncle. I was merely...
Enough of that! Enough! Go! Go on and sort yourself up. Molly, Molly. The curse of a drunken nephew. But there's good news here. Good news in this letter. Listen to this. It's from the old teacher, Reverend Wheelock. Listen. With Joseph Brant, I am well pleased. I find him a promising youth. I find him sprightly genius, singular modesty, and a serious turn. Now, there's more. Listen. He has endeared himself to me by his amiable deportment and his laudable thirst after progress and learning. I shall return him to you with considerable sadness. You hear that, Molly? Joseph is coming home.
Oh, look! There's a strange man coming.
Those children were babies when I went away to school. And when I returned, they found me strange, maybe even frightening in my fine English clothes. I was changed. English spilled from my tongue. I read English books, had taken many of their English ways. Yet 3 years does not turn a seedling into a great cypress, or a Mohawk warrior into an Englishman, nor does it heal a deep wound of the heart.
Say go, Joseph.
Say go, Catherine. Sego. Joseph. Where'd you get that coat?
Gonna go again.
Easy.
What's this?
Our son.
Should have brought him a gift.
He already has something of yours. His name is Joseph.
There you go, Joseph.
Did you see many white settlers while you were in Connecticut?
Yes. They squabble among themselves. They defy their British king over taxation.
Would they fight their great father over this taxation?
Who cares what the white settlers do? I heard on the trail there was trouble in the west.
The Shawnee, the Delaware, and the Odawa are driving off the white settlers. Some say they've killed many.
I'm sure that's true.
The wampum belts don't lie. It is said they follow a great Odawa chief, Pontiac.
Odawa. The British will crush them. And the Delaware. But they are not of the Six Nations, so what does it matter?
It does matter. There is more suffering. And every day, hatred for the British grows. Every day, more promises are broken. Our brother, the Seneca, at the western door. Some of them have raised the hatchet against the white colonials.
Does Seneca fight the British colonists there?
If what we hear is true.
Then they are fools. I know how strong the British army is now. You have to cross the mountains to see.
Have you been to Johnson Hall?
Not yet.
Johnson has asked to meet with the Great Council.
The Odawa, the Shawnee, the Delaware have buried their hatchets into the heads of innocent British subjects. People with whom, by treaty, the mighty Six Nations have promised to live in peace. Therefore, I recommend to the wise sachems of the people that they consider these treacheries an insult to the sacred covenant chain of the wise nations of the people and the British. And I would suggest that you show us proof of your affection for the great brother King George III by declaring war on these Odawa, these Shawnee, these Delaware, and that you send war parties to the Ohio to punish these upstart chiefs and whoever may follow them.
Yo.
Sir William. What has he done to you, Joseph? He's put English words on your tongue. He's put English gold in your pocket for your fine English things. And these clothes. Sometimes I wonder what Iroquois is left in you.
Me? I am going to fight, as the Great Council of the people of the Longhouse has decreed.
Because Sir William has tricked them again.
You know so much more than the chiefs.
I know what I know. And I know that you are too devoted to Sir William for your own good.
Be careful what you say.
Joseph, he is their creature.
Then stay.
Joseph, do not draw the blood of the Seneca. The great peace must not be broken.
The British were our allies, so their enemies, the Delaware, must be stopped. But I knew better than to spill the blood of the Seneca, the blood of the Six Nations, I would not be the one to break the great peace. It was our custom to take as prisoners the men and women we captured, but it was never a custom that sat right with me. And there in the Delaware village, I found a woman who would change my feelings about that custom. With my people, our mothers have taught us to bring into our homes those we capture, bring them into our lives, have them come as one with our nations, share our home fires. It is hard for you, what our ancient mothers have given us. I see that. I want you to be happy. I want to make you happy. I want that more than I can find words to speak. There were no Senecas there, so none were killed. The great peace has not been broken. We did as the British asked and punished their enemies, the Delaware. Then we looked to Sir William and the British to keep their side of the promise, to stop their settlers from taking our precious land. As the years slipped by, we could only hope that the peace would continue.
Get us some red meat.
I want to find out where he goes.
No. Go. Go. Go.
Take the set. Redskins! Redskins! They got Abner in town! They killed him!
Oh no! Get the guns over there, man!
Come on!
Get the weapon! Hurry! Get your guns! We'll go after them! Quick! Load up! You come with me! Let's go! No, I don't think so!
White settlers.
Thank you very much. Hello. Mother Kashina? Thank you. Thank you, darling. I've come to offer the condolences of the great father and all his children. Chief Seth was a wise leader.
Sit down. My husband was killed by white squatters on our own hunting grounds. Despite the royal proclamation, the one that you said would prohibit them forever from settling across the Great Mountains.
Mother Kashina, I've reported his death to General Gage.
He'll do nothing. Why don't your English lords enforce the treaty?
Trouble in the colonies. So the general sends his muskets to Boston and other places. He has no idea where it will end.
That's his concern.
It is also mine.
But you tell me, do you find justice in the colonists or the English taking away the land?
Mother Kashina, I'm here trying to keep two worlds from colliding, but they will collide. I can assure you. And what can your people do? Nothing. The proclamation is just a statement. It is not a treaty line. Where do the Great Mountains end exactly, Mother? Yes, the people know, but the colonists don't. It is not on paper.
We have belonged to this land since the beginning.
Your verbal claims mean nothing to the white man. You must do it their way. They've asked me to establish a treaty line which will officially add teeth to the proclamation.
Another treaty. which will require more concessions of land.
But protection for all the Iroquois nations.
I think we know too well your protection, great father.
I don't deserve to be treated like your enemy. I've always had your best interest in my heart. Have you no loyalty in return?
My loyalty is where it has always been, with the people.
As is mine. My children are of your people, but they grow in a new world, Mother. And only those who can survive in it will grow stronger. Nothing will be handed to us here. Nothing comes easy. It is a fierce fight.
And I used to think that you were our fighter. Oh, Johnson, see what you have become. Just go. Go!
From there to the Ohio River, at the mouth of the Tennessee, then to Fort Pitt, then along the Allegheny to Kittanning. I beg you to hear me in the name of Mother Kashina, who was too ill to speak for herself.
This is a treaty which many of our people wish to have.
A treaty that separates us from the land, from the Delaware, to the Unadilla, to Wood Run, almost as far as Fort Stanwix. That is land we do not even claim to own. It was given to us by the Creator, land for us to nurture, so that it might give us life.
Catherine, I hope someday you'll take my place in the Council of Clan Mothers.
I don't know if I can do that, Grandma.
Just follow the word of the Great Peace. That's all that you can do. The Six Nations must not be divided. They must stand together. I wish I had not lived in these times.
Where is Lohahio?
He went into the forest. He seemed... Oh, I've never seen him that way.
Stay with her. See to the children.
¡Loadillo! ¡Loadillo!
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
The time is near when the people of the Longhouse will regain everything that we have lost. All of the lands that have been sold or bartered away or stolen, spoiled so there is no more life in the earth.
How did you come by this belief?
A vision. A very powerful vision brought to me by the Peacemaker. Oh, I know. For you, truth lies in solid things. A musket. A suit of fine English clothes. Books full of their words and accountings of their gold.
Don't tell me what my truth is. Just because I take some things from the white man's world, it doesn't change my heart. I'm still Tayon de Nega.
Tayon de Nega. There will be a war between the colonies and their Great Father.
That was in your vision?
If the people of the Longhouse stand apart in this war, the colonists and the British will bleed each other to death.
That won't happen. If there is a war, the British will win.
And what difference does that make to us? The white man, any white man, is like a serpent with a big belly that eats everything in his path. He will destroy us if we don't force him out of the land.
If that is what you saw in your vision, I don't believe it came from the Peacemaker.
Wait and see. But Tayon de Nega, you and I weren't born to be enemies. We were born to be brothers.
That was also in your vision?
That's in my heart.
Step forward, Lohahio. Make your pledge to the clan mothers and the chiefs of the Confederacy.
I will live in accordance with the laws of the Great Peace and exercise judgment in all affairs.
Brothers, receive these strings of wampum as evidence of his pledge.
We now place upon you the sacred emblem of the deer's antlers. You are now a chief and a servant of the people.
The Odawa and the Shawnee have taken up their hatchets once again. More innocent blood has been let on the banks of the Ohio with each passing day.
Season after season, more white settlers crossed the great mountains in search of land. Our land. Age and failing health weighed heavily on Sir William Johnson. But since Sir William was powerless to stop the white invasion, Lohahio came to see him as an enemy.
To cast from among you these foolish voices of discontent! The great father has been patient with his children. But, hear now!
He accuses me.
I do accuse you, Lohahio!
No, William Johnson, I accuse you! Do you think that this bloodshed in the West is a thing I can raise at my command? Like starting a cooking fire in the forest? No. This killing rises up out of the earth, out of the forests and rivers of our lands because of what you are doing to the people of the Longhouse. What did you think would happen after you gave us the treaty at Fort Stanwix? You knew the white settlers would not stay within the treaty boundaries. You knew it would mean more killing, and you knew that the white squatters would cry for punishment, and those cries would become demands for more lands yet! And knowing all this, you still summoned the chiefs of the Great Council to your house and mouthed these empty words and accusations!
Uncle! Uncle! Joseph. Joseph. I've always been a friend of the people. Always. You must take control now. You must guide them.
He taught me the fine ways of the British, and he sought to protect the Confederacy of the Six Nations. I mourned his loss and feared what the future would bring. Lohahio, your words destroyed him.
I meant them to.
He was our friend. Now who do the people have to be such a friend?
The women fear more pain will come without him. I'm afraid too.
In the sacred words of the peace, it says that in a time of great trouble, the peacemaker will come again to save the people.
But you are not the peacemaker.
No, I am Lohahio. The peacemaker did not say under what name he would come.
There would be a war between the British and the colonists. And as before with the British and the French, the Six Nations would be pulled in two directions. I believed we could only side with the powerful British, but we had to wait for the clan mothers to have their say.
Those are the Oneida?
You do well, Peggy. You know all the nations of the Iroquois now.
And that fierce and hardy man, he is the Oneida chief?
He is Red Wolf, the leader of their war party. He wants the Six Nations to fight on the side of the rebel colonists.
And you, Thayandanega, always want the people to fight on the side of the British.
And how are you thinking, Loahio?
Perhaps I am thinking in the middle. Come, we must join the council.
Mother Catherine, I have come from the great council of the chiefs of the Six Nations to hear the wisdom of the clan mothers.
The clan mothers have come to a sensitive people, and we ask you, Thayandanega, to carry our word to the great council. First, on the invitation of the colonists to our chiefs to come to Philadelphia, the place of the colonial's revolution, we find no harm in sending such a delegation, but enter into no alliances without the consent of all the people.
I think it will do harm. The rebels want you to go to Philadelphia for one reason.
Of course, to enlist us against the British. What we do, and what we let them think we're going to do are very different things.
We must ally ourselves with the British. Now, while we know that they need us.
And when they no longer need us again? As they no longer needed us after we helped them conquer the French.
Listen to me. I have a letter from my old teacher. Listen! He talks of this army of rebel colonists. They are sometimes little more than a rabble. Farmers, shopkeepers, old men and boys. Unorganized, poorly led by men with no professional experience. Some of them with weapons as old as this gout-ridden foot of mine. That is going to win you a great war with the British?
Joseph, just tell me one thing. What is this gout?
You laugh. You cling to your vision and you laugh.
You must not go to war on the side of the British.
You told me once that a man of the people is a free man, and he may fight with or against whom he chooses.
Joseph. Trust me.
Brothers of the Six Nations, Americans, our colony of Massachusetts has been invaded by British troops. Her people shot, her houses burned. We have more in common with you than you might think. I have long sought to incorporate the principles of your confederacy into a plan for a union among the colonies. Most important of all, individual freedom and a great council in which no one voice speaks with total authority. More than once, I have used your symbol for strength in unity of bound arrows to sway my brothers.
The clan members will agree. We must wait and see.
I hope my words were well received. We are much aware we must have the friendship of the Six Nations if our purposes in opposing the crown are to be achieved.
Your words were good.
Good. Then perhaps we can speak more later.
Well done, Franklin. You do know your savages.
Thank you.
They were good words.
Smooth words, like winter ice on a lodge pole. But smooth words won't stop them and the British from bleeding each other to death.
Think of the baby. Peggy. Just, it's gonna be over soon. It's gonna be over soon.
I waited in the longhouse for the birth of our first child. I was filled with excitement, but time stood still as my beloved Peggy struggled.
Yes, it's gonna be over soon.
Joseph! The war with the colonies has begun. Trust me, Joseph. It'll be over in a year. The Royal Navy has blockaded their ports. Once we isolate Washington's army between our forces coming down from the north.
If all goes as planned.
It will, Joseph. I promise. And Joseph, I am going to commission you as an officer in the army of our glorious monarch, King George III.
I was proud to be a captain in the British Army. I led my men, both red and white alike, as a Mohawk war chief and an English officer. I was a man like no other in the British Army, and I felt we must win this war to save my people.
Sego!
Skanagoaga. I didn't think you'd accept an invitation from the British.
I came here to listen. I listened very well.
Sego! Your neutrality is wearing thin with the Oneida.
Yes. Some of them sympathize with the rebels. Some of them even fight on their side, even though we have warned them of the danger dividing the longhouse. Even as I tried to warn you. Joseph, would it have been so hard to wait?
For what? For your vision to come to pass? We will win this war in 6 months.
We?
The British, then. Look. General Howe is coming up the Hudson from New York, and we march west. We'll take Fort Stanwix in a week. And when we all meet at Albany, we'll crack the rebels like a nut.
Good. With all that force, they won't need the hatchets of the Six Nations.
And where will that leave the Six Nations when it's all over? What will your precious neutrality do to the people then? You told me once. You believed that we were meant to be brothers, not enemies. Lohahio, look at me. As your brother, I ask you to come with us. Not fight. You don't have to fight. Yet. Only be with us.
Sleep with your words tonight. Perhaps our answer will come in my dreams. I like your haircut, brother.
Keep that powder away from the fire. Right, Sergeant. Get your men to carry out.
Loahio! Wake up! Come outside.
What is it? A relief force of the rebel colonists is coming up from the south. Hundreds of them. We must stop them.
We did not come here to fight.
No? Well, now the fight is coming to you. Loahio. How many women and children are with you? We don't have time to get them out. The rebels will count everybody here as an enemy. We must stop them!
All right, Joseph. One fight.
It's too late.
No, it's not, Docudrama. We cannot fight our brothers of the Six Nations. The great peace must not be broken.
Loahio!
Snyder! Brothers, go back! Loahio!
Loahio was right. We had warred upon our Iroquois brothers, and the great peace had been broken. But this killing came because of the white man, and I was consumed with avenging Loahio's death. And so I put the colonial settlements to the torch. From Oriskany to the Susquehanna, Wyoming Valley, Andrewstown, German Flats, I became known as the Monster Brant, the best fighting weapon the British had. And where I left destruction and terror in my wake, the colonists grew angrier and stronger. They destroyed my people's villages and burned our sacred longhouses. And in the end, they were too strong, and the fire was turned against us fourfold. And my beloved British were nowhere to be found.
Come on, Joseph! They all but destroyed us. Bloody damn colonists, sacked and burned. We saved the house, Joseph. Molly fought the fires. She was magnificent. She's inside. But Joseph, she's... more water, you idiots! Where are the rest of the slaves? Did they run off?
We're putting out the fires. The worst is over.
The worst
This is what our love for the British has brought us. Fire and destruction. The worst is just beginning. The British betrayed our trust. We fought the French and the colonists for them. But they didn't keep their side of the covenant. Where are they now? When they burn our homes, our cornfields.
And so it happened, ripped apart by two mighty forces. The great peace of the Confederacy of the Six Nations was broken, and the prophecy of the peacemaker was fulfilled. We were reduced to poverty and despair. The British Kingdom took much from us, and we were wrong to allow it. But the colonial government hasn't left us anything either. Just small pieces of land to the west. They have devoured our earth. Ohahio was right. He warned us. He would have found us a way to the great peace. But I bear full responsibility. For these great ruins.
Yes, you do. As do our fathers. And theirs before them. All the way back to the chiefs who welcomed the first white traders into our midst. And then those later who traded the first pieces of land for metal hoes and knives and liquor. But Joseph, even your shoulders aren't big enough to bear all the responsibility. There are those of us who would divide our ancient sacred fire and carry it to Canada, where we can find a future for our people.
We have brothers there. We could rebuild our longhouses there. How many will join me to carry our half of the fire in search of a new home?
Lead us. Tie on the nega. Lead us to Canada.
The great peace was shaken, our Grand Council nearly destroyed. I thought I was right to honor the treaties we made with the British, but in the end, I was wrong. My people and I divided the ceremonial wampum belts and sacred council fire. As we turned our faces to Canada, we left behind a new nation, the United States of America. A nation that was created in our image and that was paid for with the blood of the Iroquois people. But the people of the Longhouse will survive as long as we keep the tree of peace growing and the spirit of the council fire bright. For it is a spirit and a fire that must never be allowed to die. And as long as the people believe in it, they shall live on through all the ages, and they shall have the sanction of the holder of the heavens forever.
Joseph Brant led his followers to Canada, arriving in 1785 and settling in what is now the province of Ontario. He died on November 24th, 1807, at the age of 64. In modern times, the central fire has been rekindled at Onondaga Lake in central New York State, where the Six Nations regularly gather to guide the affairs of their people. The Iroquois have preserved their traditional way of life by passing the customs and ways of the ancestors down through the generations. To this day, the people of the Longhouse remain united in the spirit of the Great Peace.